Tweetsift.com, thank you for signing up. Now let me show you how this works. Once you sign up, you're going to do a chat page like this where you're going to be able to type in keywords and then you're going to be able to search. But I want to show you what's going on in the back end here so you can have an idea about where exactly these summaries are coming from. We've got a local Flask server running. We're going to run our client here on the computer. Keep in mind you're not going to have to do this. You're going to have to type keywords in a little box, and press enter and then wait for the response. But just to show you what's going on here, we are downloading all of the tweet data for the last 100 tweets. I'm cleaning out all of the periods, @ signs, retweets, so forth and so on. And we're dumping all of the text here that we're then going to summarize with a artificial intelligence natural language processing algorithm called bidirectional automatic transformers, which is fancy talk for summarizing text. So just so you can see here, this is everything that we've downloaded. Statistically, it's going to take everything after it chunks it down into every single word that's not repeated. It's called chunks. From that chunk data, then we are going to summarize all of that chunk data. So statistically, whatever words there in that chunk showed up as recurring the most often were then rewritten back into a summary together without losing the main topics or ideas. And what you get here is our analyst called out the spread of CME futures for crypto and the whole market is green as a whole today. So you know that people are super, super bullish. Let's look a little bit more into here. Let's look at Powell. Come back over here. So what you're doing here is you're sifting for information. Because the statistical algorithm is piping out these summaries for you based on downloaded tweet data, you don't have to sit there on Twitter and scroll through and figure it out or try to figure out what the main topic is. So Jerome Powell and his colleagues seem less intent on trying to steer financial markets with the rhetoric. NASDAQ and S&P are all down right now following the State of the Union address. So what happened during the State of the Union address is he started raising rates. If you'd been using Tweetsift prior to this, you know that the whole rumor was he wasn't going to raise rates. People were convinced of lots of rumors, ran the markets up. We use Tweetsift every day to look at the keywords for Powell, FOMC, QQQ, whatever it was. And we kept getting these sifts from common ideology. It's got to be common ideology in the general consensus because that's what the summary is based off of with how often certain words get summed up. So if we look over here again, these were all of the tweets. These are all of the chunk data without any repeats. And then there's our analysis. So we did Powell over here. Let's do Powell over here. So again, you're not going to have to do this. But if you are a programmer and you want to build off of our product, we have an API. You can use the API key. You can use a simple curl script. It's really cool. But we're going to see what pipes out here for the Powell data. So we're looking over your Powell data. Let's clear this really quick. Oops. Damn. We couldn't see all the chunk data because I just cleared it like an idiot. But Powell stepping down as CEO as prize at the time. Front rear. So that is not about our Powell. This must be about another Powell. So keep in mind, if we were to type in Powell FOMC, we're going to get a lot clearer output and results. So if we go over here and we do Powell FOMC, we run this again. So you're sifting. That's why we call it Tweetsift. You're sifting down for treasure. Because otherwise you're going to have to go into Twitter and you're going to have to flip through the whole thing. And it's just the mess. Because my brain can't process all this like the algorithm does. So again, here's all the tweet data. Last 100 tweets. It doesn't make any sense. It's just a bunch of garbage. But then we break that all down into chunks. We let the algorithm do its thing. And then we get our summary. So if we head back over to here, oh, we got to log in again. Now that we've logged in, again, you get logged out and you might get a 502 error, so keep that in mind. Over here, and we pipe this in again. Let's see what we can get. So you might run into some 502 errors, some timeout stuff. Keep in mind, this is still in beta, even though it's paid. Our server expenses are very expensive, so we got to charge something. So support us, because you're going to get these outputs. So the error, and it's going to be different almost every time, because people are tweeting so much so fast that this is able to get 100 tweets, chunk it, give you summary, and eventually you get an idea for what the heartbeat of everything is. So that's what we're doing here, is we're sifting for the heartbeat of things, so we get an idea of what's going to happen here in the future. I say predictive analysis because we are trying to predict future outcomes based on summarization analysis that's done by bidirectional automatic transformers. So euros poised for a positive opening with U.S. market, digesting Fed child speech. Powell failed to match up the hawkish commentary. So we're at the top of a cycle right now. Everybody's very confused about what's going on. Data is back and forth. I know inflation's coming back personally because gas prices are coming up. So everybody expected Powell to be very hawkish, but I don't know how much hawkish.